Hi everyone, my name's Anna Zobel and I'm the author and illustrator of Little Gem. And today what I'm going to be showing you is how to draw Little Gem, who's a witch. And what you're going to need for this tutorial is a pencil, a pen, some paper and an eraser. Now I'm actually going to be drawing on my screen because that's going to make it really easy for you to see. So when I'm drawing in grey, that's pencil, and when I'm drawing in black, that's pen. So we're going to start off with our pencil, and Little Gem actually has a perfectly round head. So we're going to get in at the top of our page, we're going to have a go at drawing a circle, and you can see mine's pretty rough, and that doesn't matter because it's pencil. I'll be rubbing that out at the end. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to draw Little Gem reading a book. So just down from her head, I'm going to draw what looks like a funny little rectangle there. That's the spine of the book that she's reading, and on one side, I'm going to draw a rectangle on an angle, and on the other side, I'm drawing a rectangle which is on an even sharper angle so you can see less of it. Now on both sides of the book, I'm going to draw just a little scoopy shape, and that's where the hands are going to go. Hands are what I struggle with most, so they often just end up looking like this, even in my final drawings. Now, underneath Gem's head, I'm going to draw a straight line to show where her shoulders are going to go. And then I've drawn her so often that it's like muscle memory for me. So I might be going really fast. At her hands, you want to draw a long U shape, and that is the opening of her sleeve, and then connect that up to her shoulder like this, roughly. It looks different on the other side because she's standing to the side, but we're going to draw another long loop and connect it up. So we've already done her head, her shoulders and her arms. What we're going to do now is the rest of her body. So she's always wearing a kind of smock. Here we are, just drawing it really loosely. There we are. It's too big for her. And then she's got a pocket on each side of her smock, and I always imagine that she's made the smock shorter and she's sewn the bottom herself, because along the bottom of the smock I always draw these stitching lines, and there's always a loose stitch around there, so on the right side of her smock. Now let's get some feet. So I don't really draw a proper leg shape down here, I just draw sort of funny triangle ending in a long shoe. There we go. Maybe that one's pointing in the other direction. And then a very loose bow on top. Remember, this is in pencil, so it's not our final work. Now we are missing, I've said she's a witch, we are missing her witch's hat. So as this is the pencil, what we're going to do is just sketch in to find the center of her face. That's really going to help us. I'm going to draw a curved line, and that's the line is sort of pointing towards the book. You can see that. And another one around the middle of her circular head. And that's going to help us figure out where the hat goes and where the nose goes and where the eyes go as well. So on either side of this line that is running horizontally through her face, I'm going to draw a backward C and a forward C for her ears, and the hat starts behind her ears, so I just always draw a floppy shape, this, and on this side I draw a little rectangle going in because there's a tear. On this side of the hat, she stitched it up. There we go. And we just come up to draw the top of the hat, draw a wiggly line that ends in a point, and then draw it back down, and she's got a patch on this side. There we go. Now we can get in and draw those finer details of her hair and her face. So I'm going to zoom in. Now her nose always goes right below that horizontal line. There's an eye on each side. See how the eyes are pointing towards the book? And a smile underneath her nose. So her nose and her mouth are the same shape, but the mouth is bigger. Her eyebrows are just simple lines. And then her hair is fun. It's just loose triangles pointing down, and then some loose triangles that kind of flick up because she's got a bit of a messy fringe. Now we can't forget about her collar. So she's got a really big collar on her dress, which goes over her shoulders like this. So I'm just drawing a big relaxed U shape and then connecting it back up to her neck. And then her hair is just whatever. She does have a little bow. Oh, that's not a great bow. She does have a little bow on this side, which I'll fix up when I draw in pen, because remember, we're still working in pencil. So now we've got our outline. We want to take our pen, and we don't want to rub out anything yet, but I'm going to change my color to black and sketch in the final details. Now I always start with the face, and this is where I make the most mistakes, is drawing the line of her face. So I start just underneath her fringe and I draw a curved line that comes up to her ear. And can you see how messy that is? I always make a mistake when I'm drawing her face. I'm sure you guys are doing much better with your actual pens, but I draw in a curved line. There we go, something like that. And then I draw in her ears, draw in her nose and her mouth. There we go, her hair, which is very messy and loose, a bit like mine. Mine's very messy. Her collar. There we go, and her collar is sort of patchwork. So it's got a grid across both sides of the collar. I'm going to draw in her loose hair, which is quite long. Draw this bow a little better. Now draw her hands. So as I said, I do struggle with hands. So what I normally do is just little, like sort of crooked L shapes. There we go. And I generally just draw 3. Can't quite manage to draw 5 fingers. Get those sleeves in. There we go. Now I can connect her shoulders. The tops of the sleeves I'm going to sketch in. So I just draw a line back, and they're kind of bunched up. So if you do a little, what looks like a Y, it shows that the sleeves are bunched up. I'm going to connect to the other side as well, and then sketch in this book. You could call the book whatever you like. I might write spells. There we go. So we've done the top half of her body. We might come up and just work on the hat now. So I'm sketching in that crooked line and the stitches. Here's her hat. So I pointed out that Jem has a perfectly round face. Henry has a perfectly round face, and he actually has the exact same features as Jem, which does make them easier to draw. He's just slightly shorter and has obviously different hair and different outfit. There we go. So I'm drawing in the bottom of her smock and sketching in those pockets, getting that stitching in that I described before. There we are. And finally, coming down to her feet. So if you've got the book in front of you, or you've read the book, you might recall that she has stripy tights, which I always do very, very loosely. And her shoes are black, so I just kind of roughly sketch in to colour those. The last thing I'm noticing is that this book looks like it doesn't have any pages. So starting from the spine, this is the spine, I'm going to draw sort of a backwards J or a backwards L, there we go, on both sides, which sort of shows the pages of the book. There we go, looks like 2 wings. I'm going to zoom out, and this is always the fun bit. Once your pen has dried, you can erase the pencil. You don't want to erase too soon because you don't want to smudge, but because I'm working on my computer, I can just turn off the grey, and there we go. We've got little Jem. Congratulations on drawing little Jem, and thank you for drawing with me.